And howdy, howdy, howdy. We're here. Surprise, everybody. There's a couple of surprises, actually. There was an update recently in this game. There's an update to this server. And thank God, I did end up wasting a little bit of time, but I didn't realize that I didn't need to waste that time. But that's how it goes, don't it? But welcome to the stream, everyone. I'm your host, Isaac MCCanary. And it's dinosaur time, so if you get ready, we're going to be reading about some Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Actually, we're going to go back out because I noticed something. I noticed something logging in, everybody. Hopefully my guy doesn't get killed because I didn't wait the 30 seconds to deadlog, but I don't give a shit about that. To the wolves! Free dinner for somebody, I don't care. Because apparently they the server added some dinosaurs. And if it's here... Nope. What? I definitely saw a Cryolophosaurus. They lied. They lied. Why did I see a Cryolophosaurus? Don't tease me. Don't tease me, server. If you're going to add a mod for a Cryolophosaurus, don't fucking tease me. Unless it's under... That'd be funny if it was under Dilophosaurus, just as like a subspecies or an alt species. I don't think it is, though. I feel lied to. So there's some cool Dilophosaurus. I think I am using a different... Ooh, that's a new skin, though. That's a new variant. I definitely don't recognize that. That's a new one. It looks good. I like the battle damage one. It's nice. I might switch to that one for mine, but welcome to the stream, everyone. I'm your host, Isaac MCCanary. It's dinosaur time. Last time, we did really well as Styraco and Aloe. So, we're gonna try every now and then. So, I thought there was new stuff. There's not new stuff yet. I'm gonna focus on dinos that I continue wanting to get a little bit bigger. So we might do Theory and we might do Suko. We'll see. It has been about a week, but I was busy last week, you know, doing important things. No, I need that. No, I need that left. My build. Oh, okay. Apparently Therizinosaurus had maybe an update. Okay, that's not that bad. You're either herbivore or you're insectivore. That's not that bad. Back step. Oh, well, duh. You do that. Actually, I don't know if Therizinosaurus is... I thought Therizinosaurus was a core, but I guess not. Eepy. Hitting an opponent, gain touch. Getting 3 touches gives a burst of health. Ooh, that's nice. I've got the Eepy. And then plus 10 armor, the first section of your tail and hips and quills reflect damage. Oh, that's nice. And then have a couple of new things. So here's what we're going to do. Immediately sleep. Oh, I know where I am. I'm probably safe here. Lunge forward, do heavy damage. Gain 2 stacks of touch after landing an attack. Senses. Here, I need to know how many points do I have. Oh, I've got a shit ton. So sense, we've got Gambit. After dodging with back dodge or sidestep, gain no stamina cost and 20% damage increase to thrust for a short period of time. Upon entering combat, gain double the acceleration for 20 seconds. Has a minute cooldown. Probably this. This should be doing that more anyways. And then metabolism, I will keep the same. And right now I have no metabolism. I eat nothing. Stamina while bleeding or envenomed. Taking hits while blocking grants 2.5 damage boost up to 10% for 10 seconds. That is quite good, but we'll wait on that. And reflection damage now deals bleed and less damage. That for a second, and then sidestep, a leaping dodge to left or right based on the camera direction. So this is the hey guys, this is the Dark Souls dinosaur. They've made Therizinosaurus, whoever it is, whether this is a mod or a base game. They made them they made them Dark Souls. There's Dinosaurs is Dark Souls. He's literally got swords for hands. It makes sense. I didn't turn on my head. Oh, I forgot to turn on my face. Listen, I've been a busy bumblebee. I did forget one thing. That's my bad. That's my bad. Not the worst. But I do. My dumb face. What will you do without my dumb, lovely face? What would you do without my dumb, lovely face? Reduce damage taken while dodging. Reduce cooldowns and stamina costs of dodging. More dodging. Reduce damage. Let's go with... What's funny is there's Dinosaurs. I wonder if it would play better on controller. That's the funny thing, is it might work better playing on controller. Yeah, we'll do that. Then... Boy, they got a lot now. They got a lot now, it seems. Yeah, that one is good. Uh-oh, he's screaming. Uh-oh, he's screaming. That's a charge attack. Charge of attack that inflicts damage. Any new bites? No. Probably want that. And then this one is... These are both charge attacks, which I could benefit from. I could benefit from and just have the bite be my repetitive attack, which would be silly. It does cause medium damage, it just doesn't do any bleed. Between these two, based on how long it's held, inflicts damage based on how long it's held. This is just more damage the longer it's held. And then I just need to equip my shit. Oh, I don't have enough points anyways. So, let's look at this. Got that. Backstep on there. Sidestep on one. And then... Lunge. Here, hold on. Lunge. Block. Sidestep, backstep. And I just have to remember I have these. That's the big thing, is this is now a very complicated dinosaur. That's the big thing, is this is now a very complicated dinosaur. Interesting. Pretty quick, too. Interesting. You just gotta play Dark Souls. Just gotta play Dark Souls. Alright. Now we're getting moving. We're getting started. Welcome, everybody. I'm gonna try to move to where people might be. Gonna be, obviously, the only place people usually are. Probably immediately get myself killed. So we'll see. And... honestly, I'm just down for chilling out and talking about whatever. I'm probably going to look up some information on Therizinosaurus and where it comes from and stuff like that. I know we've talked about Therizinosaurus before, and I know we talked about... I know we actually... I need to start making, like, notes, maybe. Might start cataloging notes of, like, different things that I've talked about to be like, yeah, this is... because I care a lot about study. I care a lot about study. So taking a lot of notes is usually... really good for me, because then I can go back to my notes and know what I know, and what can I do? You have an LMM for note taking? First off, I should know what an LLM is, but what is that acronym? And two, if it's what I think it is, I don't... God damn it, I'm not gonna have ChatGPT make notes for me. I'm sorry. I know. I just don't. I feel like it's scary. To me, that is scary because for me, I just have heard how people have been abusing it, and I'm just like, nope, nope. I get it. If you use it responsibly, sure, but people have already been taking advantage of it in a way that makes me worried because the future is scary, and the idea that people don't have to process their own notes is becoming concerning. I just don't support it. I'm sorry. I would like to make my own notes so that way I know that I know what I wrote. I'm not. I don't want to. I don't know. I don't know enough about this, and I'm not comfortable about it. I'll put it that way. I don't want to. I don't want to. It's more concerning than. Okay, so I start using it, but I am worried about that as like a sign of people recording information that we're no longer recording, making sure like it's not being it's being processed digitally, and we're at a period of time in which everything is being digitally processed, and it scares me. It just scares me. It's not a you can't, it scares me. I don't necessarily think that no one should do it, or that you shouldn't use it, or that it isn't the future, but I can be afraid of the future. Allow me to be afraid of the future, I guess. Okay, actually, hold on. Hold on. We might actually switch. Because I want to test something. Because people find a way to get their certain things to places they shouldn't go. And I have a theory on how they do it. And if it works this way, it's gonna be really stupid. So, today, you guys are gonna finally get to see fish gameplay, I think. Finally. I know, it's been long overdue, but you finally get fish gameplay. Now, where am I? Oh, I am so far from where anyone could be. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing I need to test. Big important thing about being a fish is you have to stay wet in this game. And this is something that I like that this game is going to do. It does it. I don't know if it actually does it, so this is why we're doing this, is to test. Need to find some land. And if it works, as long as I don't have something unfortunate happen, put it that way, we're gonna be doing some stuff. I've been waiting on fish gameplay, damn it. And this is exactly the prime moment to do fish gameplay. This is exactly the right conditions to do fish gameplay. I think I got everything for him. Yeah. Those are for his activist groups. That's not bad. That just gives me more survivability, and then I've got 2 of those. Tearing Bite. And Big Bite. Okay. Here's the test, everybody. Good work. So here's something found. It works! Yes! Okay, maybe? No, it doesn't. It's based on land, not... Oh! Being wet doesn't help. Then I really don't know. There is a way that I've seen people get inland, and I just don't know how they do it. I really don't know how people get inland. I really don't. I've tried everything, I feel like, and I cannot figure it out. I don't know how people get inland. I was really hoping that would be the solution was, oh, it's gotta be raining. Because everybody's wet when it's raining. Apparently not. So I have no idea how people get inland. Unless people carry them, but I don't know. Because here's the thing. If I go here, I believe this is blocked. And if I go here, this is blocked. This is up. This is also up. That's like part of the problem is a lot of the ways in are blocked by like waterfalls and shit. And I don't know if I just have to ramp. I don't know if I just have to ramp up onto land or what. But so far I have not been successful at actually being able to get inland, and I don't know how to get inland. I want to. I want to be a fish in the middle of the fucking... I want to be a fish where all the dinosaurs are, damn it. The thing is most... It's not to say that there's nobody out here, but most people aren't going to be, like, on the coast. Most players do not hang out on the coast. Damn, I was really hoping that would work. Damn, I was really hoping that would work. Maybe it slows it down. It might slow it down, but I guess it doesn't make it perfect, which... Because one of the things I wanted to try is trying to... While it's, like, raining like this, to move inland enough to try to, like, get to another river. And one spot I found, hopefully, is... over here is what I'm hoping, but there's no guarantee. I just want to be a fish. I just want to be a fish. This is my favorite fish. Xiphactinus is actually one of my favorite fish. It is actually, fun fact, Xiphactinus is a genus of Cretaceous fish that is common to Cretaceous sediment in Kansas. This is actually a fossil that was found in Kansas, is where this fish originates from. From where I am from, you can find fossil evidence of this fish. You also find fossil evidence of mosasaurs. You find fossil evidence of Hesperornis, which was a very, very large semi-aquatic bird. I'd say primarily aquatic bird. Is sometimes when you get into penguin territory, what is and is not semi-aquatic is more like what can and cannot mostly live outside of the water. I find that... Hold on. These? Oh, they're rocks. What I find is that most things that live in the water, even semi-aquatic, still live probably more in the water than they do on land. They can just go on land. They just don't... They're not completely constricted to the water, but their bodies are about as adapted to being on land as the bare minimum of what it would take to not die on land. Honestly, it's kind of a fascinating thing when it comes to like semi-aquatic animals, that if you think about it, a lot of those semi-aquatic animals are versatile in their ability to live in multiple environments, but their body plan doesn't really dictate that they're more advantageous out of the water. Oftentimes they're actually seemingly probably more advantageous in the water. The only thing that really being semi-aquatic probably warrants is maybe a little bit easier mobility, be able to move from one pond to another, being able to find maybe food sources that are outside of the water if their primary food source is in the water. And just being, of course, to get away from predators. You can get away from the sharks if you go on land, and you can get away from the not sharks, the land sharks, if you're not, by going into the water. Got him. Swallow. Fish gameplay is really difficult for me because depth perception is a hell of a fucking drug, honestly. Shark. Oh no, that's a sawfish. Hell yeah. Eat the sawfish. I know they added actually more aquatic fauna at some point, like within the last couple months, which is kind of nice too. Curious, what is this gonna grab? Gonna grab a chunk of meat or a chunk of fish, technically. A chunk of fish, technically. Okay, so here's the thing. It's still raining. Can I go this way? There's actually a fossil in a local museum, though, in me town of Clarence, the Natural History Museum on campus at the local college. You might have heard of it. They actually have one of these, like a full-sized Xiphactinus, and it's, to this day, still one of my favorite fossils just for how complete it is. Okay. How far can I get? Not very. Yeah, there's no way. Like, even if I... Yeah, there's no way. So how do you get up there? Oops. So this is the thing. Uh-oh. I beached myself. Hold on. So this is the thing. How do I get up there? I've tried everything. I've tried both sides. I do not know. Because, as far as I know, the jump is good, but it's not that good. You can't... I have not been able to successfully make a jump up one of these rocks. Like, at all. It's one of the things I can't figure out is how to get anywhere outside of water. And from my experience, nobody who plays goes anywhere as like aquatic goes anywhere that isn't where people are. But as far as I know, like, trying to just see. Let's see, there's a path that way. And there's a path around. Oh, did it stop raining? That's the shortest fucking... That's the shortest goddamn rainstorm I've ever seen. Yeah, see, that's as high as I can get. So I still, to this day, do not know how I'm supposed to, I don't know how I'm supposed to get anywhere that players are as a fully aquatic animal. Like, I have no idea how people do it. Like, you can get about as far as here, and you hit a dead end. If you were to go the south way, you get as far as here, and you hit a dead end. You go this way, in. Like, maybe you can go up this way. That's way too long. You could get carried if you were something my size, but that would be it, and that would require help. Can't get anywhere in here. Yeah, I don't know how you're supposed to. I'll probably ask around because I do want to get to where players are, and I genuinely do not know how you're supposed to get inland as aquatic. Because I've seen like Zyphactus in here. It is possible. They did it somehow. I feel bad now because clearly it's not easy to do. I did eat them. I was hungry. They were AFK. Because otherwise, I don't know where most aquatic fauna go. I just don't think that many people play aquatic fauna. Which is a shame. Hey, little lady. Hey, I just read the name. Welcome, I'm playing as my favorite fish and local fossil. This is my local fossil. Hello. Is that Arapaima really gonna try to eat my ass? I do like the underwater, Well, welcome, little lady. Welcome, lady. I'm currently playing as a fish, but I'll probably switch just because I like all the semi-aquatic options, but I still don't know how to get inland. I've tried a couple of different things, but I might need to look it up or ask somebody who knows. That is small. That is small. I'm 5'11", so I'm a giant. No, I'm actually mediocre sized. But yeah, I have no idea on how to, like, actually get inland. You can get inland in here. I think this is all the way through. I think that's a bridge. But you can't get inland easily anywhere here. Like, this is a waterfall, so I can't go that way. This is a waterfall. And I believe this is a waterfall. Except for your Ramphorhynchus. Well, of course. That's because the Sky Goblins are great. I love the Sky Goblins. Which is a shame. They've got this, they got Dunkleosteus. I would love to try out some of the aquatic gameplay, but I can... listen, I get it. I get it. As a semi-professional dinosaur enthusiast, dinosaurs are cool, and as a 32-year-old dinosaur nerd who actually did go to school about dinosaurs, which is why it's like before we pack it up, I might look up some Zyphactinus facts for people, because Zyphactinus is super cool to me specifically. It is actually one of my favorite fossils because it is a fish that is found in Kansas. It is a fossil that is found in Kansas because of the interior seaway that existed during the mid-Cretaceous, and just there's actually a Discovery Channel special when Walking with Dinosaurs was the hottest shit. They actually had like a few running series. They had Walking with Dinosaurs, Walking with Prehistoric Animals. Then they had the 10 Deadliest Seas. I remembered really enjoying that one actually quite a bit because it gave me even more prehistoric animals to know about. And I actually learned about the interior seaway probably primarily through that. And then I was going to school for geology with focuses in biology and illustration because I have an interest in paleontology, and I can't guarantee it'll always be my main thing, but I'll always want to actually genuinely talk about paleontology and share paleontology and share dinosaur facts and stuff about that. Like, I have a deep-seated interest and also the backing of interest, if that makes sense, to actually talk about this stuff and be able to, like, you know, bring some just fun levity to dinosaur times while I play as dinosaurs and my favorite prehistoric animals, because I have a primary interest in vertebrate paleontology, in dinosaur paleontology. It's probably my focus interest because I saw Jurassic Park when I was 12 years old, and Well, probably at least younger than what am I fucking talking about? Probably 7 years old, and I never stopped liking dinosaurs to the point that I went to school for it. And the Zivactinus, as well as Mosasaur, various kinds of Mosasaur, including Mosasaurus himself. There's also plenty of Cretaceous sharks that came out of there. There's Hesperornis, which is a kind of like very early bird. It's like a penguin. It's like a Cretaceous penguin, because I think a lot of people don't know that what we think of as birds now did exist by the Cretaceous. They were real. We had flighted winged birds that did develop an independent lineage from dinosaurs by the Cretaceous. There is a fossil record for birds in the Cretaceous. It's not just, oh, these are dinosaurs that look like birds. Like, no, at this point, what we know of as a bird existed by the Cretaceous, along with grass and stuff like that. And Hesperornis is like kind of like a really weird, like auk almost, like a penguin or auk. It was very strange looking. If you look one up, they've got like very, very little arms. They were flightless. They're like a kiwi if you stretched it out. And they were just a semi-aquatic bird that lived in that, I believe it was called the Tethys. I think it was called the Tethys. The interesting thing about a lot of the stuff that comes out of that is also that it's actually very, very rich. The fossil bed and the rock bed that a lot of Kansas, Cretaceous Kansas, comes from is chalk. It's a lot of chalk. And that chalk is like from one thing. I believe it's called fusulinid. I think it was the fusulinids. They're like they look like little beads of wheat, and they were actually single-celled organisms that lived at that time. And they were very, 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 they were very common, as the word I'm going to use, because I can't think of a better sciencey word. The word I'm using is common. They were very around. They were very around in the Cretaceous, and so abundant, in fact, that a lot of the chalk that comes out of western Kansas is as a result to these fusulinid shells, if I remember correctly. And of course, a lot of other things. And that's the thing, is that this interior seaway is... It's just cool to know, like, to think about, like, that's how it works sometimes, and that's how biota get around. By the way, that's how you find things in weird spots, is because there was a period of time where the kind of shape of the land and the way that the plate tectonics were working and the geology was working really allowed for water to come in that way. It's a weird one. It didn't... That particular interior seaway saw a lot of, like, rises and falls. Like, it's a weird one. And hey, thanks for following. This is my thing. Is like, here's my thing to anybody out there, because I've had people join and be like, is this just a walking sim? And I'm like, yeah, kinda, but I can talk about dinosaurs while nothing's happening. And I like to talk about dinosaurs. This is my thing. I just want to talk about dinosaurs. If you have any questions about dinosaurs, I can try to give you an answer. I can look something up. But, I just want to start reading and getting back into just like doing basic study on dinosaurs again and on prehistoric animals, because I can talk about it, and I enjoy talking about it quite a bit. That's why I was like saying earlier, I need to start making notes. I need to start making notes about what I've talked about, so that way I can like build on it and be like, okay, I already talked about that. What's something new we can learn? Because paleontology is super cool. And dinosaurs are super cool. And there's a lot of prehistoric life that I just don't even think people know about. Even people who are enthusiasts of dinosaurs and paleontology. And there's a lot of more information than just finding cool animals that we find out of the, thanks, yeah, out of the ground. Like, we can learn a lot about the environment. We can learn a lot about where animals came from, like the animals we have today, and what animals still exist, and what animals no longer exist. And, like, there's a lot of information to be had about stuff. You can even do things like there's a fundamental element of age dating that you can utilize. That if you have enough information on in the fossil record about radiations of individual animals, you can actually even age date to a certain accuracy. It's one form of stratigraphy. There's a couple of other forms of stratigraphy. I believe another form of stratigraphy, I cannot remember the name of it, is literally, it is kind of like carbon dating. It's kind of like isotope dating. Yeah, isotope dating. You can use isotopes to stratigraphically recognize like the age of something, and that's different. That's going into, you're talking about with isotope dating. You're looking for trace elements, and then that's half-lives, and you can still, that is also probably equally reliable. The isotope dating is very, very good for very, very exact, very pretty much down to the year. You down to the million year you can get something, because it's math. It's just math. Whereas biostratigraphy is accurate but flexible. And the reason why I say that is because it usually is modified based on information such as new findings, or certainly findings outside of a normal time period. For example, it usually works better, obviously, when you have a lot of fossil material. So usually a lot of the best biostratigraphy can be done off of things like invertebrates. Let me take a drink of water. So we're talking things like, you know, shellfish and brachiopods and stuff like that, because you just have that much, biological information. And then if you can speciate and identify species, you can then graph them on a chart. And this is what biostratigraphy does: is you'll know where you are when you start seeing a species appear and disappear, because the fossil record is actually reliable enough, or at least can be reliable enough, with, you know, modifications as we find things up and down. But generally, it's actually very consistent about this. That's the thing that makes it work, is it's actually very consistent. Is when you stop seeing a species appear, you're in a different place in time, and you can actually utilize that, especially if it's like a pretty wide range of an animal that like exists it can be found in multiple places in different like beds. You can actually date those beds at least to be about the same time, because you can recognize that an animal exists in a period of time no matter what it does. So like you'll see a lot of brachiopods are actually used for this. You'll see like a shape of brachiopod in location A, and then a shape of brachiopod, the same shape of brachiopod in location B. And when those two brachiopod, and then you'll see a different shape a little bit above, appear at the same time, or do that same shift, you'll know that that boundary marks a kind of at least like approximation of where in time you can make an approximation that differentiation means that around that time those beds existed at the same time in those different locations. You're looking at the same general geological time, because you're able to utilize the fossil evidence to frame yourself, like gain a frame of reference for where you are geologically and stratigraphically. And this can also be done with dinosaurs a little bit. we were looking at Syracosaurus stuff, and apparently they had some biostratigraphy in the beds that I was looking at for Styracosaurus, and there was something interesting going on. Because it could also kind of give you some... It can give you also some insight on, like, what kind of animals appear and disappear in the fossil record. Because it's also important to remember that a lot of the dinosaurs that we talk about are talked about as a genus. I saw somebody. Hold on. I don't know what I saw. Who was there? Oh well. Oh, it's an Amargasaurus. It's an Amargasaurus. I love Amargasaurus. And one of my favorites. But there was something interesting that I found looking into that, where, for whatever reason, at least based on, and I will admit, this is Wikipedia we're talking about, so I'm going to say, grain of salt, I need to do better research. I'll try to start finding sources if I continue doing this, where I'm going to, like, okay, Wikipedia, I know I can't trust you about everything, because you also said Deinonychus was pulled out of Jurassic beds, and that's just gotta be false. I need a source on that if they're going to claim that, because that seems like some bull hockey. I don't believe that for 2 seconds. Oh boy. I don't like this. I'm in danger. Hey, this is why we're here. This is what we're here for. See, this is the way that I do things. I start off talking about dinosaurs for a bit, whilst there's not really any action, and then I get to the Great Plains and have to focus up. Actually, here, speaking of focusing up, this is gonna bug me if I don't do this real fast. My head was in a weird spot. The hell is that noise? Now, there were some adjustments made to Therizinosaurus. The last time I played him, I was doing okay, but I definitely was struggling a little bit. We'll see. This is a Dimetrodon pack. Is that a... That's a Amargasaurus. Dimetrodon, that's a Megalovania. Megalanaria. Bad. I'm gonna try to leave. I'm gonna try to leave. It's not safe. It's definitely not safe. This is always the tough part, is I get around here and then I'm like... mostly in danger. We're good. Good for now. Okay, we're good. The hell? What is happening over there? That poor Amargasaurus. I think that Amargasaurus is fucked, but also... saw that pack, and then there was... what is that? That's an NPC, I think. I don't like being in this location. I need to move. think that Dimetrodon group asked, though, at least. I'm in danger. I think it's a full-grown Amargasaurus, too. Oh, boy. Okay, yeah. Danger zone. Anyways, to continue talking about the fuck I was talking about, you see, you understand that you can gain a lot of information out of biostratigraphy. One of the interesting things about Styracosaurus is you notice that Torvosaurus, a genus of Torvosaurus appears, and the Torvosaurus actually seemingly disappears entirely. And then you have Styracosaurus enter the region, seemingly to take over that niche. And then Styracosaurus disappears, and then a new, different species of Torvosaurus actually reappeared. So that's the important thing to essentially remember, is that biostratigraphy works best on the species layer, because you can actually get that kind of granularity. If you're talking about genuses, genuses can actually span a wider length of time than species can. In fact, it is much more normal to see a diversity of speciation of species appearing and disappearing over a period of time quite frequently, especially amongst seemingly vertebrates, as compared to genus change. Genus change takes a lot longer. That's why it's important to remember that if something goes extinct, it's actually kind of normal. It's kind of normal for things to go extinct because they will be immediately replaced by something either within the same genus or by something else that actually outcompeted. I'm in danger, though. The last time I did pretty well as Styracosaurus, but the thing about Therizinosaurus is Therizinosaurus is very limited. Ooh, I hear a Ramphy. I hear a Ramphy honking over there. Hearing a lot of weird, scary things. Something's fighting. Spinosaurus and... it's like a... I don't know. Oh god. Hey! Who's bullying a crab? Sacro, why are you bullying a crab? Don't hurt a fucking crab. I might fight. I might fight that Sacro just cause. Oh hey, hello, dinos, Sacros. Unless maybe he wasn't fighting the crab. It looked like he was attacking the crab. I don't like this. I don't like any of this. Really need the water, but was he attacking the crab? I can't tell. No, crab's fine. God bless crab. God bless crab. Crabs are always friend. Is that... what is that? Did that crab have something? Oh, hey, Pistachosaurus. Oh, hi there, Pistachosaurus. Like... We've got some ramfies. What did that... I don't know what that Sacro ate. What the? Jesus! Oh my god! Oh, you're alive! That was terrifying to watch. Well, they got rid of the kind of like solo... Wow, there's actually a lot of herbivore on right now. I normally do not see this much herbivore. I've actually been playing more herbivore these days because I hardly ever see anything but carnivore. Hate you. You go to hell. I am not. I am on PC. Good to know that this game is getting enough attention that it's getting console support, I guess. There are so many gators. I have never seen this many gators. I have never seen this many gators. Usually I'll see like 1 or 2 gators. There are fucking a lot of gators on right now. Can I reach? We'll see. Maybe not. We might go over here. We might go to my personal favorite spot to drink water, but there are so many gators on right now. It looks like they might have tweaked their Dinosaurs' stamina drain a little bit. You don't quite lose as much stamina as quickly, it looks like, from running, but you still do a chunk. It's not a sprint master, and it shouldn't. It's very much a hold your ground. It's a very much hold your ground and play Dark Souls. Which we'll see how that goes. But now, I play on PC. I'm on computer. Does make me wonder how that works though, because I don't know what access you have. I'm just playing on one of the social servers. This is one of the community servers, so it's got mods and everything. So I don't know how that plays with the PlayStation. Oh, nice. Now, there's a gator. There's a gator. I'm ready to jump backwards. There's so many gators. I've never seen so many gators. Therizinosaurus also. I need to look this up when this was determined, but Therizinosaurus is one of those weird dinosaurs though that it took them forever to actually figure out classification-wise where the fuck it goes, because it is a bird-like reptile, a bird-like dinosaur. It is in the same group that would eventually turn into aves, that the aves are also under, which is the avian dinosaurs. It is, at some point it was determined to be included in Manuraptorans, and it's super fascinating given what the hell it is. Also, if we're going to have an ad break, we're going to have an ad break here in a minute. I'll try to find someplace safe, so that way we can just vibe, and hopefully I don't get attacked. I could also bedlog, but I'm not going to do that. Yeah, if anybody finds me in here, it's because they're either watching me or because they're watching me. Because they're watching me. They're watching me. I bet you're watching me now. But yeah, Therizinosaurus is a weird example of almost a form of convergent evolution where sometimes nature just takes a shape if the shape is convenient. Things will turn into similar shapes if the environment and ecological pressures push them in a specific way. And the reason why I bring that up is because Therizinosaurus is kind of like if you took a bird and made it into a prosauropod. Because for a long time, people thought it was because they were going off of a lot of phylogenetic, which, I mean, only works so much in reality, because once you can actually start getting genetic information, which is a lot harder, if not impossible, with dinosaurs at the moment, we can't do that much. I actually don't know how much we can do in that regard, probably very little, so a lot of it is still a lot of phylogenetics, which is studying the physiological adaptations and developments of an animal to figure out lineages. That's the phylogenetics. Something's stopping. But with the phylogenetics in mind, there's something weird about their Dinosaurs. People are like, it's shaped like a prosauropod. Prosauropods haven't existed since the early Triassic. They just didn't. They just didn't persist past the early Triassic. After the early Triassic, you stop seeing prosauropods. You start seeing sauropods. You just start seeing sauropods. That's just how it happened. That's how it worked. And prosauropods are kind of described similarly to Therizinosaurs as being particularly bulky, possibly bipedal, but in the case of prosauropods, probably more quadrupedal. But they had limbs that kind of, they didn't have the kind of robust limbs of a full quadruped. They seemed to be kind of something in between. They were transitional of some kind. And then they eventually evolved into the sauropods that we know. But Therizinosaurus appeared at some point at least, around the early Cretaceous, when we start seeing Therizinosaurs, as far as I know. As far as I know, any Therizinosaurs that we know of that exist didn't appear until the early Cretaceous. And based on fossil evidence and based on reasoning, I guess, based on fossil study through the reasoning of how speciation kind of goes, it is very unlikely in a certain sense to be prosauropod lived all the way through the Jurassic. We just haven't found any evidence for it. Now we're finding new dinosaurs all the time, and thus we change our information. We have to work on the assumptions of what we know, that until proven otherwise, if we don't see prosauropods after the Jurassic, it is unlikely that there were prosauropods that existed into the Cretaceous. And apparently at some point, maybe they were thinking about that, because a lot of things were where did this thing come from? Was it maybe a weird situation in which sauropods kind of went backwards, which isn't really a thing as far as I know. Things don't really go backwards in physiology. They really move linearly. Things don't de-evolve, if that makes sense. Things don't stop being the dinosaur that they are. Just because time happened. Things change over time based on the environment that they're in, not just out of convenience. And what seems to be the case now is some kind of evolution of bird-like dinosaurs to develop into what Therizinosaurus was, which is super fascinating. And I'll need to read I want to look up information on that, because Therizinosaurus is both one of my favorites and a very weird dinosaur to begin with. So with that in mind, I want to be able to talk about it, because it's a weird animal. This is a fucking weird animal. I don't know if you knew that. But I guess at some point it has been determined that it was in fact a descendant of bird-like dinosaurs. I kind of want to know. I want to know how that conclusion was made, because last I had checked, nobody still knew what the fuck Therizinosaurus was. It was a weird. You got big hands and seemingly shaped like something that hadn't existed for nigh on a couple 100 million years. That's also the important thing to remember, is that geological timescale taken in context the difference between the Jurassic and or between the late Triassic, early Triassic, and the Cretaceous is on the scale of like hundreds of millions of years. Oh, we got a bird. Something is stomping. Something is stomping, and I hear it stomping. What's funny is I might switch this guy over to insectivore just because that would mean, because I don't think a lot of dinosaurs usually eat insects. Actually, I don't think that's very common. That would, yeah, no, like this anthill's at 100%. I'm gonna see how many points I got, and we'll see if I can do it. I'm in danger, I'm in danger. And the nice thing about this, too, is I'm gonna be... So, Path of Titans will normally be shorter anyways now. I was kind of going for longer ones before, and I think it's better to probably take my time with these. Yeah, I don't have enough. If we get a chance, I will try to wander around, pick up a couple of extra points. You'll bait some PvP, we'll see. Nope. That sounded scary. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know what's going on over there. There's also something kind of interesting about specifically Therizinosaurus and Therizinosaurs in general that has more to do with the radiation of certain kinds of dinosaurs that as time has gone on I've learned is that you will find in a lot of Cretaceous biota, you'll find that, and this is something interesting about a lot of the Cretaceous, is that Tyrannosaurs, Therizinosaurs, a lot of Manuraptorans, a lot of things, Dromaeosaurs, Oviraptors, Ceratopsids, they actually share a lot of, there's a lot of radiation between Asia, like East Asia, and North America. And there's something about the early Cretaceous, geologically speaking, that I believe there was a land bridge between what is like, you know, the far east Russia and Alaska, I believe, is where that linked. And you'll see a lot of you'll see a lot of radiation and then of those species out, or at least of those families out. And then by the late Cretaceous, they end up getting separated from each other to start speciating into new, completely separate species due to the isolation of those families and of those animals. It's something that's really fascinating about the Cretaceous, is where things are alike until they stop being alike. Ooh. Is that the Primal Carnage T-Rex? What the fuck? Sorry, if this gets me killed, I don't care. How did somebody get... Why is it Sam in combat? It looks like it. It's not quite. And it's not T-Rex. That's not T-Rex. It's either Giganotosaurus or one of the other megafauna. Always got to be careful. Here's a Sucus. There's a really inland Sacrosuchus. Yeah, this is a little Styracosaurus. We also got a Sacrosuchus. What are you doing, buddy? Styraco, pay attention! Styraco, pay attention! What is happening? Is he just gonna? Did he just DC? Is he just gonna? It's very silly. Also, why'd you do that? Anyways, back to what we were doing. I want to watch this. I want to watch this fight a little bit. I just also am wary. I'm just also wary. I can't. By server rules, I actually can't. Which is fair. Like, it's kind of how it works. I'm not the. If anything, he's doing a service either way. He either lives, and there's food for the other one, or he dies and they're fed. So I'm safer either way. That's the fascinating thing about this is like, if I get killed, if I get jumped, it's still not the worst because it's kind of the way that it has to work. That's why I like this, especially as a semi-realism server, as well as like a form of entertainment, is that a lot of times... Yes? A lot of times it's just, whilst things can't, like, obviously there's no rules in nature, but like flip side though, it doesn't have to be, it just needs to emulate the feeling of an ecosystem. And ecosystems, animals can kill each other for no reason, but it's not fun. That's not necessarily fun, so yeah. It happens. And there's still, like, rulings for that. Like, if I want to play as an herbivore, I can be an aggro herbivore, where if I feel threatened, there are callouts for that. Like, you at least, there's an element of, like, of civility that I kind of appreciate when it works. It doesn't always work, but when it does, it's a nice thing that helps to prevent the game from feeling like, oh, you just constantly are getting killed for no reason. It doesn't turn into a death ball. Oh, fucking Packy, I would be so careful. Why does he keep doing that? I'm gonna have to figure that out. I need to figure out my... No. What did I hit to do that? There's something that's opening my, There's something opening, a window that it needs to really stop doing. He's holding his own, though. That said, watching, they could turn on me if they're just like, fuck this. They might. I have to be careful, too. Honk. Honk. I am kind of rooting for the Apatosaurus. And I mean, he's holding his own well. He is holding his own pretty well. He ain't dead yet. And that's the thing to remember, is this isn't real life. This is a video game. So I think, like, because that's the thing, is like, a certain point of game design does demand a little bit of ruling for the sake of civility, otherwise it'll just get abused, which isn't necessarily fun. Excuse me? What are you doing, Mosasaur? What are you doing, Mosasaur? He's there now. Boy, I'm so concerned that they're gonna, like... Well, no, they're still going for the Apata. This is a long-ass fight. Did that... Okay, I was about to say. I still want to know how they got there. It must be a trick jump or something that you have to take, because like I tried getting to land as the Factinus, and I just could not do it. I want to get in here as the fish just for fun. What the hell? What the fuck? Well, I might be in danger. How does that fucking work? There's a lot of activity, and there's actually a lot of herbivores on right now. Which is fun. Is that a Pistachosaurus? Oh, it's a little Pistachosaurus. Oh, there's two Moses. But... What is happening? What is happening? This is chaos. Boy, the water looks dangerous. That's not good. That tooth is bigger than you are. I like this. I like this Packy. I like this Packy. This Pachycephalosaurus is being a goofball. I like it. What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing, buddy? Are they looking at me? Are they looking at me? That was a weird noise. So this is... It seems that the Mosasaurs can be semi-aquatic, which is very odd. It does make sense that the fish might have had a little bit of a hard time. It is literally a fish. This is a shame. Then again, I don't know how you're supposed to really get on land as the fish otherwise. There's so many goddamn gators! Look at all these fucking gators! Why are there so many on right now? Boy, I'm glad I'm not something smaller. I do not like the number of gators there are. Oh. Oh boy, the water is gonna go bad real fast. Hello. Coming. We might as well move more inland in case that Spinosaurus is coming my way. Maybe not. Oh, they're attacking they're attacking the Titan. They're attacking the Titan. See a Carnotaurus. That's interesting. That's Pistachosaurus. It's like, who's that? Who's that? Oh, it's just a little parrot. I love Pistachosaurus. Oh, I see what's happening. Oh, it's the raptor group. I think I've seen this raptor group. I've wanted to join this raptor group. Raptor Deinonychus packs are so fun because it really feels like you're actually in a pack, and I've had an experience as Deinonychus where I was playing as a Deinonychus, and there was a lot of like taking down a target based on like, you know, distractions and like encircling prey. Like it genuinely feels like pack tactics. There's a gator rolling in the sun. Thought I heard something coming this way. I hear stompies, but I don't know what I'm hearing. Oh, it's them. Gotcha. Don't get distracted. Oh boy, it's that group again. And they didn't get their food, so, there's a chance that I could be on the menu. You wouldn't eat me. Oh, interesting. That looks like a small Giganotosaurus, who also seems to be alone. Well, I don't know if he's in combat with him or not, or if he's giving that up. He might be giving that up. Looks like he's giving it up. Looks like he's giving it up. I'm a little surprised. I'm used to like being here and immediately like attacked. I really thought that I was not expecting that Sakura to sprint, so I was like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wait, is that Trek dead? Or is it alive? I can't tell. Oh no, he's sleeping. He's eeping. There's... Oh, hey, there's that fight still going on between the Spinosaurus and the Rex and the... that guy. Big boy's here. I love seeing Argentinosaurus and stuff. It's pretty impressive how big the models actually get. Shake my butt. Hey, I made a friend. I made a friend. Oh, I hear. I see a raptor pack. I see a raptor pack. I see a raptor pack. So far, I've been relatively safe, but oh, it's a Spinosaurus and oh, he is fucked up though. Oh, this Titana is winning. He's doing really, really well. These guys are messed up. At least the Giganata is messed up. Or Titanorex or whatever hell he's called. This guy's had a couple of fights of his own. That's something that I actually really like that this game has done, is like nice little details. You'll see scarring on people if they've been in fights. That's fun. I still am surprised. We saw that raptor group, but nope, they're just chilling. They're just chilling. Now that I didn't expect. I really thought they were gonna go for me. Hand holding mod when. These are dinosaurs. They need to have pronated wrists for that. I'm kidding. I'm goobin'. I'm goobin'. That set that fight. Fascinating. That one raptor is being a bit of a scamp. There's a lot of shit happening around me. There is a lot happening around us. That is absolutely the truth. There's a lot happening around us. Part of me is like a little disappointed that none of it involves me, but the other half is like, at least I'm not dead. At least I'm not in danger. But I am in danger. My thing is I can't get better at the combat of this game if nothing tries to eat me. But nothing's been trying to eat me. So I'm like, well, at least I'm not dying. But nothing's trying to eat me. But it's still fun to watch all the fights and everything. Seeing that hound, nope. I mean, technically you can lay eggs. You can have babies in this game. You can make a nest and lay eggs. It is possible. honestly, it's nice to also have a game that we can just kind of chill to anyways. You know? Just kind of vibe out. You guys get a nice interactive screensaver to sit on. I get to talk about dinosaurs and just chill in general. We can just talk about whatever. This has been going for a while. Everybody looking a bit fucked up in this fight. God, impressively long, too. Just backing off. Just backing off. We've got 2 birds. We've got a Carnotaurus. We got whatever that bigger Carnotaurus is. I don't know what the hell that thing is, but it's like a bigger Carnotaurus. Heard of Utah. Heard in Utah. Got a wandering Rex, it looks like. You know, we're just gonna stand here in the middle of everything, and if something attacks us, yippee, I guess. Oh, oh, almost. Now that's that of all the targets. Disappointed. God damn. That has been a long fight they're having over there. It's been going for a while now. Oh, there's a Ceratosaurus. Hello, Mr. Ceratosaurus. What are you doing? I mean, I guess, but you're not really supposed to be here, buddy. There you go. I do want to check out the Ceratosaurus at some point. Ceratosaurus is also one of my favorites because it's very fucking weird. Capro. What's this? I think I've seen this Capro. I think I killed this Capro the other day. Oh, he got him. What? Now that might have been illegal. He's doing the death roll. Oh my god, that's incredible. This is very silly. That was amazing. I fucking loved watching that. This game is stupid. Like, that seemed incorrect to me, but I could be mistaken. I just have no idea. That's what it looked like to me, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. I could be wrong. It is rough, though. I know playing solo in this game can be a tough... I know solo can be tough in this game, so... I think it's a Giganotosaurus, but it also is maybe that Megarex thing. I don't know what the hell it is. Don't wanna. It takes work. Think I want to put work into this game? I just want to be a dinosaur. I don't play this game to make babies. I play this game to be a virgin. At least I think the Giga went down first. Oh, there's that Dimetrodon. There's that Dimetrodon pack. There's the lizard pack. Hello. Watching that fucking croc do a death spiral on that Quetz was absolutely beautiful. I loved that. That was amazing. I noticed that they opened the server back up. It no longer is server locked anymore, and you don't need a password. That's why I was a little bit late today. I thought that there was a password, so I was looking for the password, but watching the death roll is very funny. It is very funny. That is fun. You know, I haven't been eaten by a croc yet. There are the mosasaurs. We gotta be careful. Right there. I'm watching. That a... What the fuck? Is that a cat carrier? Is there a cat? Oh, this is somebody's nest! That's adorable! Why does it have a cat carrier? Where did they get a cat carrier? Why? Okay. Time ghost. It's a time ghost. It's always a time ghost. Like it. Time ghost. Time ghost. Coast to coast. I think I went back and rewatched the first episode of Space Ghost, and man, I feel like I definitely remember those shows fondly, and I think they're a case of they probably get better as the time goes on, because they started off in such a stupid way that they didn't think that they were going to run that long. and then they ran way longer than they ever expected to. So I'm certain that both Space Ghost and Aqua Team get better. But I remember trying to go back and rewatch the first episode of each, and I was like, this is very 1999, 2001. This is very 2001. Nothing wrong with that. That's why I'm saying I kind of want to go back and give him a fair shake next time. But from what I can tell, it's Dark Souls. It's Dark Souls for dinosaurs. I can wave dash. I can do that now. It is Dark Souls for dinosaurs. It's very silly. How much food this got? Not very much. I'll move to the next bush. I'll move on to the next bush. There's a lot of little dinosaurs too. It is something to be said. There is more activity now that it's that the password is lifted, but it does mean that there's probably more likelihood that people are going to be aggressive and people are gonna fucking scalp and stuff. Where's this other fucking... There it is. It's like, there's another food bush around here. Yeah, it's got even more food. Got a raptor. We got a raptor. Go for it. Gonna go for it. Oh, we've got another. Is it Burina Titan or something? I thought it was Titan something, but I actually don't know what the hell my friend is. At some point I should ever learn how to check what other people are. He is Barsboldia. He's a Barsboldia. Okay, that's good to know. It's one of them mega hadrosaurs from the late Cretaceous, probably. They keep on finding bigger and bigger hadrosaurs. Hadrosaurs are kind of whack. I always imagine that hadrosaurs were like your cows of the Cretaceous, and that they got to about the size of a cow, and they didn't. They got a lot bigger than a cow. Hadrosaurs are kind of silly. Gotta Rhamphorhynchus. We've got one of our gremlins. We've got one of our sky rats. I love that they added Rhamphorhynchus, that the server has a Rhamphorhynchus. It's just fun. The one to watch out for that I hear that's surprisingly like, oh, be careful. Pachycephalosaurus can catch you off guard, apparently. They can be real bastards. I'm guessing Pachycephalosaurus can just ram itself into your fucking shins until you can't move. That's what I'm guessing that Pachycephalosaurus does, is it just fucking breaks your ankles and then runs away. This is something that I do like about this game, though, is that, you know, all of the different dinosaur sizes means that, like, cause I don't like them. I largely ignore the quests. I don't think you need, because you don't need to, because I wanna make this about being a dinosaur. I'm just gonna go for the, oh. Wait, what is this? What did I get? Deaf. You are deaf and cannot receive any buffs. Oh, that's interesting. Deaf. You don't have to do the quests. The quests are just there for extra points if you want them, if you need them, and if you want to grow a little faster. Gotcha. I should probably call it here soon, too. It's a part of the game, though. Uh-huh. Yes, you were messed up. Yeah, I gotta read what I'm saying. And he apparently got attacked by two Giganotosaurus. Again, I like that when you heal in this game, there's like a sign of like scarring and stuff. It's super fun. The scarring effect is just a nice little detail. Scarring effect is a nice detail. I gotta remember to read out when I'm typing. This is what I like about this kind of stuff, is I like this as like a weird, just like tiny little social game. It's a social game at its core, is where it shines, and it should be played and respected as one. That's why it's like, if it's not for you to be like, yeah, what are all these rules for? It's because social kind of demands a little bit of ruling. Can't just do whatever you want. Otherwise, nobody has fun. Uh-huh. Apparently, they've had the scars for a while, so they don't want to lose their marks. That's fun. I was hoping for one fight, but I did get to see death rolling Sacro, which was very funny. Seeing that Sacro randomly death roar was quite bizarre and fun. I liked seeing that. Well, hopefully... Oops. Hopefully we'll also be streaming later. There is maybe a chance that we won't have another stream tonight, which would be totally reasonable. Trust me. We don't have to get into it now. If we do stream, we'll probably get into it then. But we don't got to get into it now. All you need to know is that there's a non-zero chance that we don't stream tonight. There's not a 0% chance that there isn't going to be a stream tonight, just because of some things. Just because of some things. You're stomping, but I can't tell. I can't tell who's stomping. Ever since I figured out how to put auto walk in a straight line, though, this has made a huge difference for me. Goddamn. That Sacker is surprisingly booking it. There's the Dimetrodon. There's that other Barbasol. There's the other Barbasol. Yes. Yes. I want to know where those fucking Mosasaurs went. That's what I want to know. Oh. That was stressful. I saw what it was doing. There's that Capro. Well, probably call it here. No fights today, but you know what? Surprisingly, we still saw some stuff. We still talked about some dinosaurs. I was just expected to get jumped, and we never got jumped. I'm too afraid. I'm too big. I did spend a decent amount of chunk of the time as fish. You did get to see fish gameplay for a little bit. I want to figure out how to get fish where they are. Like, I want to know how to get the fish to inland. Like, that's the thing that I've struggled with the most, is figuring out how to get fish into inland. Like, I just straight up don't know how to do it. Now, what I've finally learned, like, when I was playing Styraka, you still gotta run a little bit. Oops. That was an accident. Tiny Dimetrodon. There's a tiny Dimetrodon and then there's a big Dimetrodon, which is fun. Well, we should probably call it here. What time is it? Yeah, it's 5 o'clock. I gotta go. I'll probably get eaten next time. I'll probably get eaten next time. That's part of the fun. Like, if you're not playing this game to at least risk getting eaten a little bit, there's no feeling in it. Alright. I think just to make sure then, I've never tested this. I guess you need to wait. I need to wait to bedlog, technically. So I'll wait to bedlog and then I'll start her outro and everything. Hopefully next time, things will try to kill me. I was just surprised. I'm surprised nothing tried to eat us. I really am. Because I think I lost a dinosaur the other day because I immediately hit yes and I didn't give it time to actually disconnect. I'm big. I'm disappointed. They have a Cryolophosaurus, but as far as I could tell, I don't know how to play as it. I want to be Cryolophosaurus, damn it. Don't tease me like that. How is there a Dilophosaurus in the mod files? Okay, so that was probably a Giganotosaurus I saw earlier. I think the other one... No, it wasn't... It wasn't Metracanthosaurus. Popo? Poposaurus. That's new. I don't think I've seen that. The bigger Carnotaurus I've seen is Pycnonemnosaurus. I've never heard it before. It seems to be a little bit... Seems to be a larger Carnosaur and a Bilosaur, which is neat. Here's the other one. It could also be Tyrannotitan. Not that hard of a name. There's a bigger... Yeah, there's a bigger Giganotosaur than Giganotosaurus that has been found, that has been dubbed Tyrannotitan, that is related to Giganotosaurus. So I might also try Eutyrannus at some point. Eutyrannus is neat. I think Eutyrannus is an Allosaur? I actually don't know. That's fun. There's Eutyrannus and... Oh, that's Yangchuanosaurus. Yeah, Yangchuanosaurus is an Allosaur. This is an Allosaur. A very big Allosaur, apparently. The survivability bar is baffling to me. Why is survivability so low for Carnotaurs? Why is poor Why... Well, yeah, that actually makes sense. Deinonychus, you just kind of weasel yourself out of everything. Alright. I also, too, have to go make dinner and get some other things ready, so we're gonna call it here. Thanks for joining, everybody. Hope you had a good time. I'll be able to skip through I will be able to skip past pre-roll ads, so we won't have any ads at the end. And thanks for joining. I had a good time, and I'm glad that people want to hear me talk about dinosaurs. I will try to... I need to make, like, just a little notebook. That's gonna be my little notebook of dinosaurs. I'll either make it a physical book, or I've been needing to write things down more. I just want to have notebooks to write in again. It's weird. I'm feeling I need to get, like, just a spiral notebook for several things. I need a spiral notebook for the game I'm about to run. I need a spiral notebook for this. I needed a spiral notebook for something else that I was thinking of. I don't remember what, but yeah, they're useful. Take notes. Remember to take notes, everybody. Remember to process your environment like a real human being. Minus the Permians. For Permian species, % regen for sailed carnivores. Huh. So, before we go, we're going to do one more thing, and now I'm on the timer, so we're going to make a prompt, and then I have to draw that prompt. If you want to participate in chat, all you got to do is type in chat, whatever chat says we'll use as a reference, and then I'm going to draw it in paint, and then share that picture before we raid out. So, being a giant turkey surrounded by danger. But it's chill. It's fine. We saw things. There were things happening around us. Nothing attacked us. That's good. Sometimes that's just how it goes. Nobody wanted to eat me. I'm surprised nobody wanted to eat me. I'll be honest. I really thought somebody would try to eat me. I even thought maybe the Dimetrodon pack was going to do something, but nope. Well, that's interesting. Also see what they're going for. So if I was to play, I'd probably play as the Thickum just because he looks cool and he got the big teeth and he do more damage. Dimetrodon is such a strange animal. You can kind of see it like they're... If you like look at it and break it down, you could start seeing how like something like this would start turning into more mammal-like shapes. And that's why I find the mammal-like reptiles super fascinating. The synapsids did start off as reptilian, and they started off like this, and then they turned into us. They turned into all mammals. So it's interesting how that happened. So we might do it. We might do a Dimetrodon sometime. He's cool. I love Dimetrodon. He's one of my favorite non-dinosaurs. He's really dope. I need to make a 1-minute timer. We're gonna open paint. And I gotta go make dinner. Shouldn't be too bad. I'm just gonna saute up some stuff and eat it over linguine. Eat it over linguine. Linguine, no. This is just exactly what Therizinosaurus is shaped like. All you need to know. We had a dead Apatosaurus. So many crocodiles. There were so many... I do not know why there were so many crocodiles on today. It was absurd how many crocodiles there were. Alright, so stick around to the very end to see that picture, everybody. I also do a bit of a closing bit. We do raid after every stream, so that way the vampires so the daywalkers in our chat keep watching. Just everybody else out there, make sure to go lock your doors and windows, because it's almost dinner time for daywalkers. And thank you for joining, everybody. Hope you had a good time and you enjoyed the show. If you're able to join the live show, thank you for stopping by, chatting, and watching. If you're watching this in the future, thank you for taking the time to go and back and rewatching the VOD. We appreciate it. If you're out there and you enjoyed this and you want to see more of what we're up to, I recommend scrolling down below and following, or clicking any of the links. There's a link to an Instagram. There's a link to all of the socials and a Discord. Posts we go live on any one of those platforms, as well as anything else that we're up to, and just generally you can hang out with the rest of the community there. Good time on the Discord. Speaking of which, a shout out to our community out there and everyone who follows. You guys are a wonderful audience, and we appreciate you. If we do anything particularly entertaining or noteworthy, feel free to clip it and share it on the internet. Just make sure to also hashtag with MCCanary or link it back to the stream so people can find more of the good stuff we do here. And as always, if you want to see the stream grow, you gotta let people know. I appreciate that people have been talking about the stream. I encourage you guys to do it more. And it's just super rad that you guys have been doing that. I can't believe anybody talks about anything we do, and I appreciate it. It's super cool that you guys have been willing to do that. And I encourage you guys to do it more. It's a good way to help the stream grow, and it has worked for some people, and, you know, it actually has worked here a little bit, too. So I appreciate that. You guys, it does help. So go tell people about the stream. Go tell your friends about the stream. I won't. And as always, a huge thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon, Coffee, and Twitch. Your generosity allows us to continue to expand the stream as well as take on more projects, and the stream would not be made possible without viewers like you, so we thank you. If you want to see your name added to this list, as well as a couple of the benefits you get, you can always subscribe directly on Twitch or check out the Patreon page here. It'll show you everything that you can get, and any amount is always appreciated. Once again, thank you. And thank you, Drew Mods, do a wonderful job holding back the robot army in front of becoming famous. Thank you for hanging out, everybody. Hope you had a good time. I had a good time. I did have a good time. I had a good time constantly feeling in danger. That's what happened today, is I felt like I was in constant danger. And I did enjoy getting to talk about dinosaurs. I do want to make more of a focus, so I'll try to do a little bit more research when I can. I kind of like go into this with the intent of like, oh, look up some information while we're playing. So, and this time I probably should have done more, but I was scared. I was scared. Get you through housekeeping and get you on your way. Check out the rest of our friends in Goblin Entertainment. That Linktree has links to everyone's channels and everything that they've done and they've been up to, and the rest of my stuff here. Does everything that I post to. Maybe. I didn't spell it right. If I spell it right, it will give it to you. If I spell it right, it'll give it to you. That link tree has links to also my stuff. This link tree to my stuff. So that has everything that I post to. So go check everybody out in Goblin Entertainment. Stick around. We'll go say hi to Compy. I haven't seen her on in a while. I hope she's doing well. Apparently she was on a trip. She's doing artwork. So we'll go say hi to her. She's a good gal. Let her know that we've been a busy bee. So stick around for that. Otherwise, have yourselves a good afternoon. Take it easy. I will be back. Well, actually, no. I don't know if I'll be back. We might be back later. We might be back later. We'll see. I might be back later. There's always a chance that I'll be back later. So stick around. Otherwise, have yourselves a good afternoon. Take it easy. And remember, if you're not getting eaten, you're not dying. And that's sometimes how the cookie crumbles. That's sometimes how the cookie scrambles. Watching that mosasaur leap out of water to kill that fucking apatosaurus, though. That was buck wild, I must say. I just didn't expect it. At all. I'm gonna get eaten next time. Just you watch.